It's story time! Alright, so this is a library story. I was in the library listening to music, reading a book. I like to go to the library sometimes, just randomly, and just pick out some books and read them. Isn't that what everybody else does, probably? Besides, maybe like they got some homework and shit, and then they go over there. I don't know, maybe use some cute computers and shit. Okay, anyway, so I was in the library reading a book, listening to music. Okay, so maybe it wasn't the smartest decision to listen to music in the library without headphones, right? Okay, and I had it kind of loud too. I know hindsight wasn't that smart, right? I get it, okay? I get it. I get it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright. Anyway, some guy comes over to me and he says, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm like, just jamming out. At this current time, I didn't really realize, like, hey, I'm listening to loud ass music without headphones, blah, 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 in the fucking middle of a damn library. I know, interesting things, you don't even see. So he's like, yeah, fucking, what's going on? And I'm like, jamming out the music, man. What about you? And he's like, well, I'm trying to do some research, some very important research, and your music's pretty loud. And I'm like, dude, the music is not even loud, man. It's, yeah, it's not even loud, right? It's not even loud. Come on. Like, what's up? I know, I know, I know, I fucked up. I know. And he's like, well, I can hear it pretty damn clearly over there. And he's pointing like good 30, 40 feet over yonder. So I'm like, well, damn, man, maybe you just have really good hearing, dude. I'll turn it down a little bit for you. And he's like, awesome, that's all I'm asking. I'm like, yeah, man, I will do that. I will do that. I will turn it down a little bit. So I turned it down a bar. Yeah, that's right, one bar. Yeah, I know. All right, so 5, 10 minutes later, this motherfucker comes back again. And he's like, did you turn it down? I'm like, yeah, man, I turned it down a whole bar. One volume bar. Turn that motherfucker down, man. Come on. What's up? What's up, man? And he's like, well, man, it's still really loud. He's like, yeah, it's still really, really, really loud. Like, I can still hear it pretty damn clearly. Actually, I haven't even noticed a difference in the volume at all. And I'm like, at all? You mean to tell me you haven't even noticed a difference? I turned the whole volume down a little bit. A big bar, you know what I'm saying? Turned it down. You haven't even noticed. And he's like, man, I have not noticed. Like, I'm trying to do my research over there, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it with that music. And I'm like, well, it's just music. It's good music, too. Like, man, don't you like some good rock and roll? And he's like, well, it's all right, but I like more of the pop music. And I'm like, the pop music? The pop music? You like the pop music? You gonna tell me you like the pop music? Why don't you like the rock and roll music? And he's like, well, you know, rock's loud. And I'm like, you can control your volume, man. It don't have to be that loud. You know what I mean? And he's like, well, yeah, that's true. I'm like, yeah. And some of mine, I'm like, ain't this fucking funny, man? I'm talking about the volume, and he wants me to put down the volume, and I'm the one with the high volume. And I'm talking about him with the volume, putting it down, the volume, and I'm the one with the high volume. Okay, so anyway. He's like, yeah, oh, okay, yeah, but, I know, but it's like loud, you know? And I'm like, dude, as I said, man, you can turn it down. You can turn the volume down. And still, yeah, you can turn it down if you want. You can turn the rock music down, and it's good. You can turn it down to pop level, or whatever the fuck you listen to your pop music with. And he's like, that's true, but it's weird. And I'm like, how is it weird? It's good ass fucking music, man. How don't you like that? Like, especially old rock music, man. How the fuck you don't like that shit? And he's like, well, I don't know. I just like pop music. I'm like, fucking pop music? Gosh. I'm like, so you jamming out the Britney Spears? And he's like, no. No. He said no like fucking 20 times. I kid you not here, boys. Boys and girls here, I kid you not. Like fucking 15 to 20 times. No joke. Okay, so he's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. So what kind of pop music you listen to? He's like, radio pop. I just turn on the radio and I listen to whatever pop music. I'm like, what happens if you turn on the radio and a rock song comes on? And he's like, well, I usually just switch it back to the pop station because that's pretty much all I listen to. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, have you ever given other music shits time? And here I know how fucking annoying I'm being here, okay? At the time, I didn't fucking realize that, alright? Hey, I get it, I get it. I was annoying as fuck. I'm sorry, alright? I was being annoying to this poor dude, right? I'm sorry, alright? Now back to the story. And he's like, yeah, I like pop music. It's nice, And when I listen to rock music, I don't know, it seems violent. And I'm like, seems violent? What? Rock music seems violent? Bitch, that's because it is violent. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Rock music, I could see in my mind, at that time even, I was like, I could see how he could get that little perception, I could see. I understand it. I understand the fundamentals of it. So I tell him, you got me there. That is true. It can get a little satanic, And he's like, yeah, big time. That's why I stay with the pop music. I'm like, all right, I get it. And he's like, yeah, maybe I'll give rock music another try. And I'm like, good, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. And then he goes, okay, yeah, I'm going to get back to my research now. And I'm like, all right, I'll turn my music down another bar. And he's like, could you turn it down like a few bars maybe? And I'm like, all right. Since you about to give rock another try, I'm going to turn it down a few bars this time. The end.